Hello and welcome to Milton Summers Middle School. I'm Noah Otten and I'm here with Mr. Allen Hopkins, this year's award winner of the Washington Post Agnes Meyer's Outstanding Teacher Award. Congratulations, Mr. Hopkins, and tell us what happened the moment when you learned you won the award.
Well, I actually found out that I won this award while I was home. My daughter was sick and I had to stay home and take care of her. I got a phone call from the superintendent, which doesn't happen very often. I actually missed her call and she left a voicemail saying, "Mr. Hopkins, I need you to call me back right away." Immediately, I started worrying that I did something wrong. I was in trouble. I called her back and that's when she told me that, congratulations, you've been selected to be Charles County's representative for the Agnes Meyer Award. But it was a great feeling, definitely.
What does this award mean to you personally?
Most teachers, you don't really do this job to win awards, but it's certainly nice to be recognized. I do think I work pretty hard at my job, and it's kind of validation for all of the hard work and effort that I've put in to being a teacher over the last 12 years. It means also that, Milton Summers gets another award, and we have a lot of award-winning teachers here, and I've kind of added to that, so I think that's a pretty good thing for the school as well.
When did you decide to go into education, and what were the reasons you chose history as your subject?
When I was in high school, I had a lot of really good history teachers, two in particular, that really presented history in just an interesting way. And that really got me interested in history a lot. So then when I went to college, I had to figure out, well, I really love history, so what am I going to do with a history degree? Because I had such great teachers, I wanted to kind of be that for other students as well, and so decided to become a secondary teacher. We know, if we step over to the map real quick, America began as 13 colonies. Right? We won our independence from Great Britain. We got all this land.
Why do you think history is so important for students to learn about?
History is not exactly every 8th grader's favorite subject. I know that. A lot of them see it as just a boring list of dates and battles and names and people to remember. They think of it, I just have to memorize all these facts. And I don't think history is that at all. I think history explains how we all got to this point and how we're all kind of interconnected. I shared a poem at the very beginning of the school year with my students, one of my favorite poems called "Oh Me, Oh Life" by Walt Whitman. And the last line of that poem says, "The powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse," meaning we all contribute to this life that we make together. And I think that's really why history is important. I think it explains a lot of what we're doing now. If you have a yellow dot or line on the back of your square, you're going to join together here at this table.
Many people say you bring history to life. Explain some of the activities or lessons that help students understand history is more than dates and titles.
I want my students to kind of be historians in my class. I don't think, we don't use the textbook a lot other than, maybe to get some background information. A lot of the times we use primary sources, actual documents from the time period. And I want my students to form their own conclusions. I don't want to just tell them, look, this is how it was back in 1820. I want them to, figure out for themselves what it was like. And, history isn't always black and white. There's lots of gray areas in there. And I think by doing investigations of history, it allows students to kind of see, how things can be interpreted differently and like I said, draw their own conclusions. I try to do some hands-on activities. Earlier in the year, we did a simulation where the students were taxed and they had to pay candy for different things that they were wearing to simulate the British taxes right before the American Revolution. When we were talking about the Industrial Revolution, we made assembly lines and we did paper airplanes to show how mass production really changed the way things were made. Anytime I can do a hands-on activity in history, I think is important. And like I said, just getting the students to do the work of historians, I think, makes it a little bit more interesting than just a bunch of memorization.
What aspect or aspects of your job do you really enjoy?
Spending time with students, seeing their progress on a daily basis, taking students that maybe didn't appreciate history in the beginning of the year and seeing them kind of get over their hatred. Maybe they're not loving history, but at least they don't hate it as much. Being part of Milton Summers and working with such fantastic teachers and students and administrators, this is really a great school. It makes it a lot easier to come to work every day when you have such great support around you.
What is the most fulfilling part of your job?
I think, we're getting close to the end of the school year, so I get to watch the 8th graders at promotion and go on and know that they're going to go to high school and do great things. Hearing about all the great things that my students accomplish in high school and later, certainly, that's pretty fulfilling. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Nice job today.
All right.